It was bad. It was bad
And
across the board.
and you know what is something I didn't even actually realize is the border security bill, quote unquote, that they blame Trump for like killing, which is ridiculous in its own right because you're the ones in power. You should be able to pass your legislation regardless of what someone not in power is doing. But 6 Democrats voted against that bill. So not even the Democrats were for it. For all this blame of Trump, like he actually laid bare
It's
the
Trump's
fact.
fault. He's not even in the Senate, but it's Trump's fault.
No, exactly. But even 6 Democrats didn't support it. And that actually should be the end of that talking point for her. It's like, wait, you're blaming Trump, but 6 Democrats didn't support it. How can you blame Trump? Like it should be the end of the conversation, but they'll keep pushing it. Low information voters or whoever's only getting their
Hey,
information from
so
them.
so you say
Uh,
low information voters? Did you see the post I shared on X?
not sure. What was it?
So it was when Obama, I'm sorry, former President Obama. I want to be respectful. He a few days ago he went out to a bunch of he was pushing to black males, and this dude I shared it on X. He went on a fucking diatribe like, "Hey man, fuck you, dude. Like you don't speak for me. Like you don't like you want to tell me who I should vote for based on XYZ." And he was like he was having none of it. I thought it actually made me feel bad because yeah, like Obama and Kamala both like they both are like, "Well, hey, you're just you're this group, you should fucking vote for me." Like it's crazy, dude.
Well, what's sad is whether you like, even me, like I wasn't an Obama fan at all. But then when he won, I'm like, you know what? Maybe this could be a moment, a really good moment for America, Like and I think that like the black community was like, this is going to be awesome. We have a voice, and look, we have the highest voice in the world, in the land. And he really didn't do anything for them. And I know that like people say no, you should do it for all people, right? Because when you help all, it helps all. But they had a they had a hope, and it just kind of, and I was hoping, I was like, God, I'm not a fan, but wouldn't it be great? But he
Well,
did nothing,
no,
and I think that really soured them. That started to sour them. That was the beginning of it, and now this is
well,
just,
well.
you
Here's
know.
here's the thing, and I may have an unpopular opinion on this. I I don't think you should relegate any voting block to a race, a gender, a religion, because then it kind of assumes that that gender, race, or religion simply believes what you do. And I think that's a horrible, horrible thing to do to anybody. Like, here's the thing. Hey, for any listener out there right now, any listener out there right now, I am a white male. I'm heterosexual. And here's the thing. I get irritated more with whites than anybody. There are a lot of men who piss me off. There's a lot of straight people who piss me off. Like, and I don't want to like I don't want to put myself in any category to like. Does that make sense? Like it's just
It
stupid.
does. It does because,
It's
like you
stupid.
said, I'm a white woman, and I'm not. This is horrible to say, but it's true. I think the people that I despise the most are white women who are liberals. They are the worst human beings in this country, and so that's three.
Yeah.
That's white, a liberal white woman, and I am two-thirds of those things. I am a white woman, you know what I mean? So I get what you're saying. We do all know there's different things that are important to us,
Well,
but
I don't like I have an idea on this country of let's do what's best for the country. And there's a topic of discussion. Obviously, Brett Baer brought this up. I really hope everybody gets an opportunity to see the interview, but like, he was talking about immigration, and you're like, Trump has said, like, hey, like, I want everybody to have an opportunity to do well in life, but we can't simply open, like, I can't open the border to everybody. Like, it's just impossible. And that's a fair assessment. You know what I mean? I don't do
You
you
know,
guys I don't
Yeah, it's like having a four-bedroom home and having 90 people living there. You just can't, somewhere it has to stop. You can't have 90 people living in a four, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is our home. America's our home. It has to stop somewhere, you know?
well,
And we have to vet people. Number one, you have to vet people. We can't, let's let in people who can help us. Like, let's let in people who have degrees that would help Elon, like with all his inventions. Let's bring in people who are smart enough to work on cancer research.
you
Like,
know, to be clear, really, our legal immigration system really has a lot of that, in place, and then a legitimate, asylum type system for people, that are fleeing violence. But the issue that we have, which the Democrats have done a masterful job over the years of changing the way we speak about it to confuse everybody, is the issue is illegal immigration. It is not legal immigration. There are everybody you just said, Jenna. We get those people. The issue that our country has
like start
is illegal immigration, just bottom line. And it's very unfortunate that we've allowed the media to change the way we talk about it. All the way from when I was a kid, illegal alien was the terminology. That's still the legal definition of an illegal
yeah,
immigrant, is an illegal
yeah,
alien. Then it became illegal immigrant, and then it was immigrant, and now it's migrant.
undocumented.
Like yeah, no, and it's all the way down to migrant. Like, I don't even know what a migrant is. Like, where did this word even come from? It does not actually describe the subject matter we're talking about. And the Democrats do this in all areas, like, and not to go on the hot button issues, but they changed the way we talk about it. So when you talk about abortion, which is the act of ending a human life, it's now women's health care. When you talk about trans stuff, they talk about gender affirming care. It's actually mutilation. And not to go into these subjects deeply, but they're
Exactly.
masterful at changing the language to
Yes.
confuse people about subjects. And the issue, and there should be no debate, is illegal immigration. And even in Kamala Harris's quote unquote, immigration bill, Brett Baer said tonight, it still would allow 1.8 million illegal immigrants into the country a year. So, like, it's not even a fix. The fix that she claims to have is still 1.8 million a year, according to what Brett Baer said tonight. So, people need to wake up. The world's, crumbling around us, and we're being led astray by people that don't want to be, I mean, factually honest about even what we're talking about. So,
And
I don't know.
Mike, what you were saying about how they changed the wording to try to make it sound better, their new thing about women, well, it was women's health. Now it's reproductive health, right? I call them out and they never have a response. I go, reproductive health. You have all the rights you need. Go reproduce as much as you want. Please do it.
And,
Because they use the dumbest. What do you mean reproductive? You can reproduce. Go do it.
even
Like,
more, I know many women that have had abortions. These are not, like, I take no scorn towards anybody who's done it, but I also know that every single one of those women, it has deeply affected them in a negative way.
exactly,
In a negative
exactly.
way.
It's a
Like, you
terrible.
have compassion for people that have been tricked into making this
Yes.
something that's okay, especially as a teenager. Like, my daughter's going to be a teenager in a few years. I don't need some sicko convincing her that she can do all these weird things with her life. Like, maybe that is a decision that someone needs to make, and I won't take that decision away from whatever thinking they had of it. But to make it so normal it's not fair to people, but they've changed the verbiage of it. And all these women, they don't even know. Like, I'm not a woman. So, like you probably have friends that have done it, and all this.
Listen, Mike, let me tell you a little something that I learned. So I was, like I told you guys, I was a pregnant teen, right? And I kept the baby. So, but when my daughters were little, like really little, I talked to a doctor and I go, how do I keep my daughters from doing this? What's the best way to keep them? Because now they're going to know, obviously, I had a daughter young, and I don't want them to think, hey, well, she did it. So this doctor said, why did you not go to your mother? What happened? And I said, my mother told me she'd break my legs if I was doing anything, so I lied. And he said, don't do that to your daughters, even though you don't want to hear that they might be doing something. Tell them, no matter what, go to your mother, go to your aunt, because you want to prevent. You'd rather prevent than have an abortion, because that really scars women.
That's great advice. Like, you literally almost just gave me chills as I think about how I need to make sure my relationship with my daughter can stay good in the coming
Yep.
years. It's great now. I mean, she's my little girl. I'm her
Yeah,
dad.
just say it's not my choice. I would never want that. I wouldn't. I don't want that from you. But please go to and then have a conversation with your wife or their mother or your sister, like someone, and say, can you please check on them and say, come to me, please come to me. Let them have somebody, because if you scare them into not telling you, like, you're the dad, so they're not going to want to tell daddy, so, but if even the mom, if they scare them into, they will be, it will go the wrong way. You want them, even though it's not your choice, you don't want them to do that stuff, obviously no one does, but would you rather prevent it or have them not prevent it and then have to deal with an
Yeah.
abortion or even a
And
unplanned pregnancy?
just
You know what I mean?
for anybody listening, you're absolutely right. And I you know it, as I said, I remember actually, like, in my freshman year of college, this girl that me and her were cool. We hung out and did all this, and like one night she just like broke down crying and told me that she had an abortion years ago. And like I remember that, like, it's stuck with me all these years, and since then, like, this process has repeated itself many times, and finding, being confided in. And as I said, it is tragic for every single one of them. I mean, like, I don't know what it is, why it gets pushed as something that's great. It should go back to what it was, of just being something that's rare. I'm actually fine with exceptions and all that. So, like, I will talk to anybody that's a pro-abortion person and just say, look, cool, have your exceptions, have all that, but quit pushing it on people, or show me all the women who have had abortions that are like, man, I feel so good about it years later. Like,
I
show
don't
me
know
that group of
any
people.
woman who's done it that feels okay about it. As a matter of fact, the most recent was my sister's friend who was so devastated that she literally almost committed suicide. So,
Yeah, I hate to hear it. And
yeah. So, and because she couldn't, she's like, why did I do it? Why did I do that? Everything would have probably been okay.
because
But anyway,
sick
I mean, it's just a
people,
horrible situation all around.
sick people enabled it, and enabled these things that you generally wouldn't like conceive of, but they normalized it. And like I said, going back to where this subject even came from, it's been normalized in the way that it's spoken about. For a young girl growing up now, like, they're growing up in the environment that this is my right, it's women's health care. It's like, no, abortion is not healthcare. Abortion is, you can debate, right? I won't even get into that, but it is a very specific act that has lifelong effects, obviously, for the baby, and lifelong effects for the mental health of the women doing it. And anybody listening, feel free to come challenge me on it. I care about the babies and the women who I know from life experience that it's just traumatizing. I hate it.
You know,
absolutely just sickening.
that
So
woman who told you that, she probably was having a really bad moment, and she probably was thinking that maybe you guys had a future, and she was afraid of what you would think of her.
yeah,
And I think that's why she did that.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to say like the wrong thing, but I generally care about people, Jenna. So I can end up in friendships or relationships, and be a trustworthy person, to confide in. And listen, if you're going into a relationship with a woman that's done it, it's better to get it off your chest because you'll be carried around if not. So I don't know. Obviously, I'm talking from a guy perspective, but trying to be
Well,
empathetic.
wait,
Towards
wait, wait,
Oh,
wait.
I
Can
see
I
the room's filled up.
interject? Can I interject?
Hey, our
I
friends are here. Our friends are
Go
finally
ahead,
here.
Steve.
I want. May I for a moment interject?
I don't know if I'm ready for it, but go for
Please
it.
do,
But
Steve.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. You keep saying, Michael, your proper name. You keep saying that you don't have an opinion, but at the end of the day, all of a sudden, boys can become girls, and men
That's actually
become.
fake, as I tell my kids. Like that's
But I'm
pretend.
saying, like, what? Here's the thing. I got to talk. I'm gonna talk to Luke. Where is he? Is he on here? Now I'm going. I may get fired from anything here from here on out, but here I go. I want to say this.
Don't do it, Steve-O.
Nope. Nope. Here's what I want to say. Is I love this country, dude. I fucking love this country, man. And at the end of the day, here's what I believe. I believe that there are certain truths, and at the end of the day, I wanna argue. I wanna bring everybody up on the stage. Like, give me your opinion. I think I have an answer for everything. I'm that arrogant because I believe that I have an answer for everything, not because I'm the smartest, but but I'm the most simple person. I just want to have a simple argument. I want to have a simple argument. Like, we have a TRC, truth, rationale, and consistency. Is it true? I don't know. Like, if we can't argue that it's true, can we rationalize your decision? If we can't rationalize in it, are you at least consistent? On the abortion thing, I won't ever admit that I know everything that goes into the decision. But at the end of the day, if we're gonna say that it's not a human being, all right. We talked about this the other day. We have to immediately disregard any law that if a pregnant woman gets pushed down a set of stairs or killed in a DUI, like that, it's not it's just one death. It's not two deaths. It's one death because it's not a human. You want to go the route of woman's choice? Well, if the woman's choice is to smoke meth or drink, and they're stillborn or fetal alcohol syndrome, like, well, we don't charge them either. Like, it was the woman's choice. Like, I think any rational argument is lost with that. You can do that with almost anything. You know what I mean?
Did that come up in that interview, you guys?
No, no, no. He did not touch. Brett did a wonderful job, by the way. I think he did an outstanding job, but I don't. He did not touch on that.
Hey, hold on. Before we go further, I have something tremendously huge to say. We have a wonderful new member to this virtual panel by the name of Loq. And I just wanted to make sure Loq got in a word. I know it's weird to interrupt a conversation about abortion, but I still wanted to make sure that we got Loq in here.
Mr.
Hi,
President,
Loki.
you can
Low
interrupt anything.
Is he
Oh,
talking?
Loq.
Q.
Hi, Low Q. Hi, everyone.
Okay, I think I
Hello.
think I think Low Q is having audio
Crystal, my
issues.
Hi,
girl.
Jenna, girl.
Hi.
Oh, we
So
got Caesar
excited
here
to be
too.
here, you guys and ladies, legends and queens.
What's
You've been
up?
killing
What's
it,
up?
Hey,
Crystal.
hey,
What's up?
we got Caesar in the house. Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we
Loud and
can. Finally,
clear.
my friend.
Oh, outstanding. Okay, good deal. Hell yeah. So low Q, welcome in. Caesar, good to see you, bro. Man, this is actually I'm over here listening to this conversation. You guys are like talking about some really interesting stuff right now. Keep going.
We may want to change subject and
Hey,
push it.
Yeah,
Luke.
let's not get
I can
so
listen.
intense.
I can listen to this forever. No,
Luke, did
guys,
you
we
hear
actually
the
went out of
advice for?
say
Did
again.
you hear that advice for when you if you have daughters?
Well, I think the only advice that I take is my self-founded advice, which is my role as her dad is to keep her off the pole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
classic,
go.
dude.
Let's go. Let's go.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? They're professional dancers. They've been to lots of education at school. Look, it takes a huge amount of work
Doreen.
to work the poles. I should know. There was a Saturday night in college. I'm not going to get into that, but I just want to say that you know what, you can pull a hamstring very easily on those poles, and you got to stretch. I know a lot about this. Wait,
You
whoops.
gotta stretch.
You're a man of all people, Funny Donald. The man of all people.
Listen, you know what? My gym teacher told me that it was a different kind of sport, and I listened to him, and his name was Touchdown Tim. So, you know what?
Oh, too soon.
Oh
Too soon.
no.
Hey, you know what? Let's not talk about touchdown Timmy. That's too soon. Too
Too
soon.
soon, too soon.
Oh
So
wait,
guys,
I gotta share this did you guys share this
let's see.
show? The link?
Yes. Let's see. We have 73 viewers currently. I shared that in our Telegram. So first and foremost, I would like to thank everybody for tuning in today. This is incredible. We're actually today we're going a little bit off of format, and that's okay. Kind of just getting set up here at the new place. But the good news is we're all here together, and we're talking a little bit about uh, what's happening in the next 19 days. So
Hey,
that was
do you have the numbers for Bitcoin and Ethereum? I think that's what you usually want to start with.
yeah. Well, I guess let's see here.
Sorry
For
to put you
Bitcoin,
on the spot.
no, we're cool. We're cool. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we're in crypto. We know if we hold Bitcoin or Ethereum, we're going to make it. At least that's my perspective. I believe Bitcoin is going to go to 1 million. It's just a matter of time. And as for the prices, I don't have them in front of me, but I can pull them up here. Let's see where we at. Yeah, so Bitcoin, we are looking. Look, here's the deal, guys. The market, we are preparing for the bull right now. That's what's happening. If you guys haven't noticed, the market is bullish. Take a look at what's happening around you. Let's see here. Bitcoin for the weekly, we are up 12%, guys. 12%. So,
Holy
uh,
crap.
yeah. Okay, so that's just Bitcoin, right? Let's take a look at Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum, this is how we normally start these sessions. We talk a little bit about the blue chips, and then we go into MVP and some of the other top gainers of the week. And then we go into kind of what you guys were talking about earlier. For those of you guys listening in, Ethereum is up 10% for the week. So there you guys go. Since the last MAGA virtual panel to today, if you guys had invested in Bitcoin or Ethereum, you would be up at least 10% from your initial investment today. So, all right, let's take a look 1 year ago. Okay, so from today, or from 1 year ago to today, had you invested in Bitcoin, guys, we're all about the crypto here, right? Let's just get back to basics real quick. Had you invested in Bitcoin 1 year ago, guys, this is why I'm saying this is digital gold here, guys. Again, it's not even a matter of time; it's inevitable. Bitcoin is king, and if you had invested in Bitcoin 1 year ago, you would be up 138% from your original investment. And don't even get me started with all time. Don't even get me started with all time, because we all know what happened. with Bitcoin when it was first released, and how many X's that brought you guys. But again, if you look at Bitcoin and Ethereum as a store of value, you can't go wrong. It's one of the strongest asset classes, and that's why we're in crypto, because we believe in the power of DeFi, and that brings us to MAGA VP. So guys, let's take a quick look as well. Let's take a look at how is MAGA VP doing today. All right, so let's see here. From 1 week, okay, so this time last week, we are actually up 14% from last week. From a month ago, if you had invested in MAGA VP 1 month ago, you would be up 32%. And if you had invested in MAGA, actually, you know what? I'm looking at Coinbase here, right? So I'm not going to trust that. Actually, let me go to Dex Tools. I think that's a better way to look at it here. Oh my God, guys! Oh my God! So I open up Coinbase, and what do I see? I see MAGA meme coin. So guys, I just, you know, I'm going to pivot here, and I want to talk about MAGA meme coin real quick, because I can talk about MVP all day long, but I want you guys to take a look at MAGA meme coin. The ticker is $Trump. So from last week when I mentioned MAGA meme coin, so 7 days ago, guys, 7 days ago. Let's see here, 15. Guys, you would be all right. So you 1 week ago, you could have bought MAGA Trump or Trump at $3 and $3.20. And right now we called this last week. We said what was going to happen, and sure as hell it did. MAGA meme coin is now on the uptrend and is now sitting at $5.26 a token. So let's take a look at this, guys. So for 1 week,
I mean, it's really 3x from. I remember it was at like 80 million, and it's at 242 now. So,
yeah,
it's a nice big X's on a big market cap play right there.
that is crazy. Yeah, you would be up roughly. Yep, at least 1.5 2x, or yeah, at least 1.5. No, I'm sorry, at least from 1 week ago. Yeah, you could be up over 2x right now. Had you invested in MAGA meme coin when we talked about it last week. And look, guys, if you'll pull up Dex Tools
Yeah,
right
and the
now,
bull market hasn't even really started.
it's happening right now. That's what's so crazy. There's just so much happening in this space right now. It's just blowing my mind. So for anybody listening in, if you guys haven't considered entering into the crypto market, guys, now is the time. I preached about this when Bitcoin was at 20K to my friends and family, and they all thought I was crazy. Now I'm preaching to you guys about political finance tokens. We have 19 days until the election. We're going to bring in, our 47th president, Donald Trump. It's going to happen, guys. It's going to become too big to rig. And right now, people are taking notice.
Hell yeah, brother.
Polymarket is showing a lot of signs of strength for Donald Trump winning this election. And guys, if there's one poll you can believe in, it's betting polls. I feel like those are probably the highest fidelity polls you can look at, because again, when there's money on the line, there is no bias. And man, I'll tell you what, guys, it seems like we're in really good shape for what's going to happen. So MAGA Trump is currently sitting at a market cap of $242 million. I guarantee you guys, Rob right now, the founding father of MVP, I'm sure he's having a good time tonight. But I want you guys to think about this for a minute. MAGA VP was founded by Trump Wells, right? So we are here to serve as the official vice president token in crypto, right? And we are actually the world's first Make America Great Again vice president token to hit the blockchain. So if you take a look at the upside potential for MVP, which is right now sitting at $2.72 million, okay? So that's roughly 5.7 cents a token. And you compare that to our all-time high, and then you cross-compare that to MAGA meme coin, which is sitting at over are nearly 100x from where we're at now. Guys, the upside potential for MVP right now is absolutely through the roof. This, in my opinion, And I hate to say, I'm not even just from a purely technical analysis standpoint. Right now, this is a must ape. So there you have it. We're saying it again this week. The market, the political finance meta is returning. This is the time. We're already seeing it across the board, and there you have it. MAGA meme coin, the leader in political finance tokens, is starting to dominate the market. I'm getting hit up across all different influencers saying, "Hey, what's happening?" Everybody's wanting to know what's going on. In terms of uh, what's happening next, and guys, it right now this is a incredibly bullish time to be in political finance. So there you have it, guys. We
What
And
up?
are.
What
it's
up?
just getting started, and I can't wait for things to ramp up. And cackling
Who was that? Low
Kamala
Q?
just
Who's
popped.
that? Low Q?
Oh, sorry.
No, funny, Donald. Take it away.
No. Low Q, you are welcome into this beautiful virtual panel. I'm sorry I interrupted you. I blame Eric.
What? Just backing up what Luke said. Bitcoin's aligning right with the election, so I feel like Bitcoin's going to be seeing like an all-time prop right around an all-time high right when we're going through this election. So we called the bottom at like right around like in the high 50s, like 58, 59ish last week, and we were spot on. And we said it was not going to go back, me and my little group. So it's like we've been hitting for month after month after month on all of these like kind of mid macro TA points, and so everything is sparking up for all-time high Bitcoin, which is right around the 70Ks, high 70Ks, right? And then we'll probably shoot up from there. So I do not think we're going to be touching these levels until late next year into 2026. So we're paralleled. So whatever we do now will coincide with how Bitcoin runs, ETH runs. I was on a space earlier today with a Bitcoin whale. He was making fun of Michael Saylor. And if you don't know Michael Saylor, he runs MicroStrategy, one of the biggest Bitcoin reserves in the world. I think they have just over 250,000 Bitcoin in their reserves, and they're trading publicly now. This whale guy that I was talking to with 100 people in space, the dude was, he knows people that have more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy guys in China. So what I'm seeing is China is with their stimulus push and with how they trade the market. They're the first movers right now, and that's kind of what my group is seeing is they're the first movers right now, and the rest of crypto is going to follow it, and the rest of TradFi is going to follow it, and the U.S. is trying to do their best to keep up with it with the way our inflation is. All of our numbers look weird, look really weird on a macro level when it comes to commodities, when it comes to inflation, tied to employment, tied to stock market, tied to housing. All that stuff should coincide with how our economy is doing, and it's all weird. It's all like darts on a dartboard is how it looks when it comes to a trader and how it comes to like money coming into this market. So it's a weird time. So I'm sitting back looking at Bitcoin right now and looking at the macro market and saying, okay, we're not seeing a dip, and I think that's going to coincide with the rest of the market as a whole. So going into the election, I think we're bullish. I think unless we get some black swan event, I think we're extremely bullish going forward.
And when
it
I
shows
become
in sentiment.
president again, I'm going to outlaw the black swans. I'm going to build a huge wall against the black swans. I'm sorry. They're going to have to go somewhere else to crap all over somebody's lawn.
Let's go.
Maybe Kamala's old neighborhood that she grew up in, where they have all beautiful lawns. Maybe they can go crap over there.
That's in Canada, just FYI.
Right near the Tim Hortons.
Look,
No Tim Hortons.
I just want to give Low Q a round of applause. I mean, that was an incredibly eloquent, summary of what's going on with the market. I'm incredibly bullish. I think everybody on this panel is incredibly bullish on what's to come. and really to key in on political finance with 19 days leading up to the election. Guys, I mean, we said it time and time again, it's going to happen. To me, I feel almost today's a victory, really. We see it happening right before our eyes. We were calling it. We knew that this was going to be a big month for political finance tokens. It's happening. And man, it's just going to be really interesting to see what happens between now and November 5th. So it's a good time, I would say, to be in crypto right now, and it's a good time to hold a position, within the political finance niche. So um, it's good to always have that validation there. So guys, we're killing it. And for MVP specifically, I am going to kind of go into just a few things real quick in terms of the way ahead for the project. Guys, I will say a storm is coming, so just be ready for that. We were just kind of talking about the macro analysis with the market, but the micro that's coming up is there are some big moves that are being planned for MVP. So look forward, guys, to some additional marketing that's going to roll out. Also, we are going to, guys, I'm not going to put a timestamp on it. All I'm going to just say is just grab your bag. Now's the time. So I'll leave that for what it is. But yeah, we are going to be making some moves here pretty soon. So just expect some price action, guys. We're going to be kicking off some things that we've been waiting on, and it's coming soon. So it might even come before the next MAGA virtual panel next Wednesday. So there you have it. I'm not really going to go into it. We've been talking about it over these spaces, but now we're gearing up to be about it. But what I will say though is some cool things I can share is today I did get off I had a Google Meet with Benjamin from On-Chain. We actually locked in a deal with On-Chain this morning. So what is On-Chain? It's a fiat on-ramp, and it's not just any fiat on-ramp. I think it's going to be revolutionary when it comes to the space itself on how they make it easy for retail to buy crypto. And it was actually such an incredibly bullish conversation that I left that conversation feeling like these guys could potentially start the bull run, because we always talk about how retail is coming, right? And we've talked about fiat on ramps, and what is a fiat on ramp? It's basically a way you can buy crypto using your debit card or credit card. But these guys, I think they've figured something out, something special out when it comes to fiat on ramps. And I can't really talk too much about it, but I will say on 1 November we are going to go live. And if you are a retail customer, or if you're a retail investor looking to ape into crypto or buy a token, they're going to make it so easy for you guys to use this on ramp that we're going to be bridging with, that you can actually pay your bills using the tokens that you hold. So they got to figure it out. Yeah. Oh, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. And I've spoken to multiple fiat on-ramp projects, and they're all good in their own right. They all have like different things that's really cool. But this has to be probably one of the coolest pieces of technology that these guys have. They figured it out, and I don't think they're blowing smoke up my ass. And I'm really looking forward to rolling that out with these guys, and for MVP. And what's cool about it too is it does come with marketing as well. So on 1 November, will be essentially a featured project on their platform. I'm going to bring them into the MVP community as well, so they can actually talk about it. So you guys get to hear exactly what I heard. But yeah, he said, get ready to, get ready. He's like, you better be sitting down for this. And he wasn't lying. So, I mean, by the end of the Google Meet, I was blown away with what On-Chain is doing. And I feel like these guys could potentially be, this could be the on-ramp that does bridge crypto with retail. So really looking forward to that.
Is it like easier to on-ramp with them compared to doing like a centralized exchange or like somewhere
Yep.
else with
Essentially,
a debit card?
it'd be very similar. So essentially, you'd be using the 2-click Apple Pay or whatever debit you have loaded up that you don't use normally. And it would just go straight into a pool of whatever you want to pull back out, that's on the platform.
Correct.
Ooh.
Yep. Yep. They have reserve pools, and it's basically a machine that they are getting ready to release. So, yeah, just like Low Q, man, you were spot on. They have reserve pools that like you can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, whatever, like different social media platforms as well. They're integrating that into it also. And they were telling me that, like it was like we were on the phone with MasterCard, because it's not easy, right, to create a fiat on ramp and actually market it into something successful. But these guys have put the work in, and they were actually telling me about conversation they had with one of the Microsoft or one of the MasterCard CEOs, and they were saying like, well, even MasterCard is like, you guys are going to bring in the bull run, and I believe it, right? So we talk about crypto, and a lot of people are interested in crypto, but they don't know how to buy it. Or if you show them after the second or third step, they're like, whoa, that's too much. I'm good. I don't, I don't trust this or whatever. So they got to have an interest and passion kind of to get into it, kind of like all of us, at one point, we were interested or fascinated enough with crypto to actually look deeper into it and figure out, the steps to actually acquire it. But they're actually going to remove the friction. And I know some other on-ramps kind of offer, similar services, but I think these guys are going to take a step up when it comes to easement. And I'm feeling it. I think it's going to be cool, and it's going to be awesome that MVP is bridging with these guys, and they're going to be marketing for us as well. So pretty cool update. Pretty cool update that happened this morning. So we're looking forward to that. And then also a couple other things, just overview here. Politify news, get ready. That's going to be we're ramping that up. I actually spoke to Mina Heenan earlier yesterday and this morning. So get ready for some content on Politify news and a rev share model that we're going to be introducing as well. Like, guys, this is just going to be a crazy month. We also have phase 2 of our napkin ad campaign. Almost 300K marketing campaign that is about to enter phase 2. So it's going from experimental to operational. So get ready for that as well. This month, and again, 19 days until election, a lot can happen. And this is the time that we're gearing up for what we've been working towards for the past 9 months. So a lot of little things, but all these little things are actually kind of big things when you start looking at the sum of all parts. And we're actually creating a monster here. So MVP, we're a sleeping giant right now, but we won't be for long.
I feel bullish. I don't know why I did the sort of M. Night Shyamalan, I see dead people voice, but that's what I did. That's what I felt like in the moment.
Let's go. So yeah, but that was kind of a overview. We hit the crypto part, and I guess now we can just kind of enter into that segment that you guys were going over with the. I guess you guys were talking about abortion there for a minute, and then
Wait, no, we can't go back to abortion.
yeah. But I mean, what was it? What was the?
It was really started more with Kamala's
None of
interview
it.
on Fox News today. That's the big news, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yep.
Then it morphed into that other combo. So, but yeah, no, I'll let. I actually still have to watch half the interview. I missed. I was out during it. I know Steve-O was able to catch it live, but I think overall, the fact that Kamala 20 days before an election decides it's a good time to go on Fox News says everything about the internal campaign polling numbers they must be looking at to know just how bad it is right now for her campaign. So bullish day overall, I think, for MAGA, for Trump. You guys might have a different opinion, but I don't think for a second if she was winning, she would have decided, heck, let me go sit down with Fox News a few weeks before the election. So, that's my take on it.
I agree with everything you just said, Michael. I wholeheartedly agree because at the end of the day, every answer was bullshit at best. She couldn't. I mean, it started with immigration. I mean, they spent, I think, probably 7 or 8 minutes on immigration, and and it really doesn't matter where you believe, but he talked about the border security, and he said his point blank question was like, do you think the Biden administration has any blame with what's going on? And you know, because she's part of it for 3.5 years. She cannot separate herself from Biden. And her response was, I heard the first thing they did was some comprehensive, like, no, there's too many things. He even brought up Bill Clinton. Dude, it was crazy. He brought up Bill Clinton when he said that Lake and Riley, it wouldn't have happened had there been better immigration laws. And she did not answer the question. She absconded from answering the question. But I mean, like, it was just unbelievable. She could not answer any question, at least coherently, to what Brett Baer was asking. So kudos to Brett Baer, number one. He did actually ask her the hard questions. But you pick a subject: immigration, the economy. You pick on anything, and she couldn't answer it.
Yeah, I think that's I feel like people are starting to wake up. It's she can't answer questions. She doesn't interview well, and you ask her what her policies. As a matter of fact, I saw something yesterday on, or no, it was 2 days ago, right? I was working on something else and just stumbled across a tweet from Kamala Harris saying that what was it? People who smoke marijuana shouldn't go to jail. And I just immediately thought,
That's a travesty, dude. To any California guy who had ever been put in jail under her prosecution. Just the hypocrisy.
exactly. That's where I wanted to go. Now, Trump, I think what 3 months ago was all about legalizing recreational marijuana under what Article 3. He was supporting it, but it's interesting seeing 19 days out from election, the change in policy, the change in stance we see from Kamala Harris as we're leading up to the election. I'm not buying it. I do agree she's part of the machine here, and they're making all the decisions for her, but it's kind of a travesty because it just goes to show that I don't really know what her stance is, but I definitely know what Donald Trump's stance is.
Well, here I'm gonna interject here real quick because at the end of the day, the two cities that decriminalize, and for the audience, there's a difference between legalizing and decriminalizing something. Okay, so the buzzword is decriminalizing. So Seattle and Denver were the two cities in the United States that decriminalized marijuana. So those are the longest the longest those are the cities with the longest record of what happens after you decriminalize a drug. With that said, Denver, especially, is a very white city, and Seattle isn't far behind. I only bring that up because part of the reason that Kamala had said, I want to decriminalize this was because it was affecting the black community. Well, you had two cities that are, well, predominantly white, and when you look at it over the last 10 plus years, it has not gone well for their city. There's more homelessness, there's more crime. Like, you go above you if you look at it across the board, decriminalizing anything or legalizing, really however you want to look at it, has not made it better. Now, I'm also, full disclosure, I'm also a proponent of legalizing marijuana because we have alcohol legalized, we have a whole bunch of things legalized, but at the end of the day, I think it pandered inappropriately. And number two, with the two cities that the longest standing it does not bode well. It actually does not support any argument to decriminalize or legalize the drug. I will defer to the group in any comments.
You said Kamala is pandering. You are correct. That's my comment.
Thank you, Mike.
You know what's funny? Actually, one thing I did see a clip from her interview tonight when Brett Baer pushed her on some of her 2019 or past statements. Her response was, I don't know, and I apologize for some background noise here, but her response was dismissively, "Oh, that was 5 years ago." Like, I don't know if you caught that, Steve, or you might have to go back and watch it, but like, it just goes to show that like she's saying there's no credibility in what I'm saying. That
Yeah,
was 5 years
she talks
ago. Now
about 2019. Yeah, it's preponderance. The preponderance of that answer, like, I mean, she wants to tout being a tough prosecutor. She wants to tout being a tough state's attorney general, and keeping these people behind bars. Like, and Funny Donald and I, like, on we had a chat, and, well, really not a chat. Like, I kind of responded, like, it goes more than just people being arrested for drugs. Like, everything is about race, and that's unfortunate because there's a lot of people that don't want to just be categorized as a race or a gender or a sexuality, and that seems to be all Kamala wants to do. And she changes her tune, her voice, her accent to every demographic she's trying to get. At least Donald Trump sounds the same no matter where he is and who he's talking to. I mean, quite simplistically, that's enough for me. That you're not trying to kiss my ass or bloviate me, and um, it is. It's pretty serious when it gets to that point because I think it. Um,
He
I
said
think it.
bloviate me.
Hey, you like that? You like
He
that?
did, yeah.
Bloviate
Yeah,
me.
That's from Bill O'Reilly, dude.
I was
I'm
thinking
not
Mr.
taking any
President was
credit.
going to get that
That's
one.
from Bill O'Reilly. But I mean, but seriously, all it means is droning on and on about
No,
a
it
fucking
sounds naughty.
topic.
Bloviate me.
I'd like
Jenna,
to.
Sign
there
an
might be
NDA
there might be
first.
children listening to this cast.
Can you
Well,
define that?
I by
Jenna?
accident hit the camera and I'm sitting here in my pajamas with my glasses on. Thank God it didn't the camera I didn't do that when I was putting my pajamas on.
Oh,
Holy
geez.
We just picked up new
Well,
viewers. Keep going, Jenna.
Holy crap. My husband was on a Teams call and I didn't know. And I freaking walked into our in our office. I had to look for something and I just got out of the shower and I had a like this robe thing on, like a towel thing. And I had no idea. He's like, "Oh my god, there's." Even though his background was blurred, you still could see it. Oh yeah, his background was blurred, but they could still see me. And I guess they started laughing. I'm like, oh, didn't someone say something about? Oh, someone just got out of the shower. Holy shit!
well, at least at least you were covered, and at least you're not like Chris Christie. I mean, I have to say, if I saw Chris Christie out of the
Yeah.
shower, I think I'd vomit.
Funny
Hey,
Donald, are you wearing pants? We want to know.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. I haven't worn pants. I have to say, when I did the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, where I got shot, in case you've been living under a rock, anyone listening to this, I got shot. I look tremendously hot being shot. But back to the point, when I did my rally there recently, I paid a couple of people to draw on my legs, to color my legs with crayon, because I was insistent that I don't wear pants. They just drew on my legs to make it look like I wore pants. But I didn't wear pants. No pants. I kept to my promise. No pants until I win.
That's great. I saw you, Mr. President, yesterday at the Trump special event in Atlanta, and it was awesome.
And I wasn't wearing pants now, was I? It just looked like I was wearing pants. Eh, that's
Oh
the
my
optical
god.
illusion.
Love it.
How was it, by the way? How was the weather? Did you like it? Did you like the event?
Oh yeah, I absolutely loved it. It was really epic. I mean, a lot of great people there. I got to meet Damien from New York Times, and that was super awesome. He remembered me um, from the Vance event, and I thought that was super cool. I got to meet a lot of other people from the media, this and that. Really enjoyed President future our future president's speech. He was hitting some really strong points. One of the things he was mentioning was talking about the fake news. And so where I was sitting, I was looking up at the stage. It was just everyone, all the cameramen and everybody was sitting there. And oh man, it was just great. I mean, we were like, come on, you guys, give our president, make him look good. Because, I mean, I'm so tired of hearing, his quality speeches get cut in half and kind of, twisted. So, MVP, rooting for you, Donald Trump. Let's go, Mr. President.
Let's go. Let's go. And I got to say, I have to say, these virtual panels we're doing, they're so much fun. They're so much fun. I know I'm having one of those moments where I just, oh, I love you guys, but I'm having one of those moments. I love you guys. These conversations are among the best part of my week.
Do we hey Jenna, do you want to discuss the posts of the week? Do you
Yeah,
want
actually, yeah.
Oh
Um
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Steve actually found these and we couldn't decide between them, so we just picked them all.
to so
Cuz why
I,
not?
you there's three of them. I'll let you start. You pick your favorite.
Oh my god,
Not to put you not to, well, to put you on the spot actually. I don't want to say not to put you
does
on the
Luke
spot
have
cuz
them to
I
put up?
I I sent them to him.
Okay, cuz I don't know if I have a favorite. They're all so darn
They're
good.
good. Well, they're
Um
they're good because they're poignant and they're true.
the one that Elon comments on about the voting, that one is like almost explains what they're
Where
doing
we're
behind the scenes to cheat. That's pretty
where
cool.
we're at. So
Okay,
Um
so it looks like hold on. All right. Okay, here we go. So it looks like Steve, I'm looking through what you sent me, and these are posts from Elon Musk.
disregard those naked pictures I sent you. By the way, just
Yep,
go to
yep,
the.
yep, and some. I'm not sure what this is, but I don't think you're wearing any pants. But nah,
Yep,
I see Elon Musk, last refugee, Ted Nugent. So I'm seeing,
pick one.
yeah,
There was three or four of
yeah. You sent a whole bunch of them, including some memes here. So
them.
yeah, here we go. Here we go. So, um, let's see. So Elon Musk, this is a more accurate description of what happens when regarding voter fraud. It's look that now this is a powerful. This is actually let me pull this up
Can
right
you
here.
post
So,
it? Can you put
yeah,
it on?
I can. So let me do that real quick. So this is actually something I did want to talk about. So basically, if Kamala Harris wins, right, I think it's just going to annihilate our democracy when it comes to illegal immigrants. Because right now, if they're here and they're poured in by the boatload, by plane, train, and automobile or whatever, but when you have this influx of illegal immigrants that are pouring into the United States now, in 4 years' time, these immigrants are going to be voting, right? These immigrants that came in illegally are going to be voting, and essentially, from what I understand, they're going to be securing, or rather, yeah, here, um, essentially ensuring that the Democrat Party is going to remain in power, creating an unbalance or a shift in the balance of our system here. So it's kind of important. Actually, it's critical that she does not win in order to prevent this.
Very
So let
much
me,
so.
yeah, yeah, it's not going to be good, and I don't think people are realizing that. Like, we're going to lose the fabric of our democracy by virtue of what's happening with the border. So, um, but yeah, so I'm looking at. Let's see, when did he post this? I see the clip. I don't see the time. This is more accurate. So let's go find it.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's no timestamp on what I don't think there's a timestamp on any of them that I sent. Those were the ones that popped up for me in the last 7 days.
I don't remember the last time I actually scrolled Elon Musk's X account.
Oh, he puts up
Yeah,
fucking great stuff. God, he
yeah,
puts up
yeah.
stuff
Let's see.
as he should. He's the world's richest man. He should have the best stuff out there.
Let's see. Hmm. Yeah. So here, this is what I'll do, Steve. I will actually just pull it up like so. 1 second here. Let's do it this way. I'm just going to pull it up here, and we're going to drag it over here. So this was the tweet. Actually, I'm just going to do the whole. Here we go. So let me share my screen here. And you guys, it's not the actual tweet itself, but it's just a screenshot of the tweet. But yeah, this is definitely something worth talking about here. So right here, you see Elon Musk right there, media viewer share. Okay, cool. Figure this stuff out. So there you go. This is a more accurate description of what happens regarding voter fraud. They're not importing Democrat voters, they're importing people names that allows the state fraud process to generate ballots. Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting to. This is an important distinction. The migrants will not use the ballots. The DNC harvesters will collect them, fill them out. All right, parentheses Obama, and then the precinct workers will scan them and count them. Illegals don't need to vote; they only need to exist to create a ballot. That's kind of that's concerning.
Isn't it scary? But it kind of explains what they do. And you know what's funny? I don't know if you guys remember when I made that video and I was like pretending to be Kamala, and I was talking to my dog, and I was saying, "Are you gonna vote for me? All I need is your name to all I need is a name." I was joking, but I guess that's all they do. They just need a name. They don't even need the person to actually go vote.
Look, Jenna, I ain't gonna lie. Before I started the MVP project, there was a point in time where I was thinking that back in 2020, the voter fraud, the voting fraud, could have kind of been a ruse. But I mean, the more I'm looking at this and the more I'm hearing from people that had actually worked, when I was at Bitcoin Convention 2024, I'd actually met somebody who was in charge of making sure the votes were valid. And she was telling me that there was voter fraud all the time. And that was back in 2020. So I can only imagine what's happening right now with this election.
Yeah, you guys, I used to be a visiting nurse and years ago, and it was about Obama time when he was running. And I had to go into this building, and the whole building was adults that were very mentally impaired. They were they could live on their own, but definitely needed help. I had to go in there and like put their meds in those Monday through Friday thing. You know what I'm talking about? So they had no idea anything about the government or anything, and I had to shoe some guy. So they would sit outside a lot, and it was so obvious they were mentally impaired. And there was a guy when I walked up one day, he was standing there taking down all their information, and he's like, I go, "What are you doing?" And he goes, I'm he was saying, and back then I didn't know too much about politics, and he said, I'm signing them up for the Democrat Party. And I go, "What are you talking about? They don't even know what you're saying." And I said, "Get the hell out of here." That's when I was like, "Wait a minute, what is this?" And I started like that. I kind of started paying attention. So he was just getting their names, and I believe they were going to vote for these people. Like these, you know what I'm saying? It was so, now that I know, like later in life, I kind of like put two and two together. Like, what? It was terrible.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about the whole topic. I don't know why, as Americans, we are made to feel bad about wanting some a real system of people coming into our country. There's no other country on the planet that would simply let anybody pour into their borders. And I don't care if it's 3,000, 3 million, or 30 million, whatever number any politician wants to give you. The problem is there's no other country on the planet that would just simply let any Tom, Dick, or fucking Harry walk across their border. Why do we always have to feel bad about that? And I can get into all the subjects of why it's a big deal, and the least of which is the monetary concern. There's a comedian known as Carlos Mencia, whether or not you like him or not, but his point is, there's every once in a while, Julio could be mistaken for Ahmad, and Ahmad wants to do us harm. And I get really serious about that, like we don't know who's coming across the border. And then let's talk about the child trafficking. This is going to be, Luke, I don't want to speak ahead of here, but, there's going to be some conspiracy theory moments here in the future, here in the next several months. Like, there's a lot of shit that goes along. And it's not just about not wanting people to have a good life. Like, there's bigger things going on, the child trafficking. And it's just, I think they minimize what's actually going on in the border. You can watch a Dr. Phil episode with God, I don't know who the hell he was talking to, but he was interviewing the border patrol and point blank asked, like, "Hey, are we allowing child trafficking going on?" And the one of the top guys from the border patrol, and what, like, not only are we allowing it, like, I mean, we're facilitating it. And that's very disheartening, because these kids are coming across the border with no birth certificate. They have, there's no fucking clue who they are, and they're just gone in the wind. It's more than just, oh, we need to let everybody in America. Like, that's a facade. It's a bullshit answer. It really is.
Yeah, I think this is the worst part. Crystal, I mean, as a woman, isn't it horrible? Like the part about the child trafficking. I mean, obviously. Oh, she's gone. I just saw her.
Hey, I have a
Anyway,
question. If we just ask if Big Rob could join the space, any chance Big Rob wants to come? Big Rob, if you're listening, we
Come on,
want
Big Daddy.
come on. All right,
you.
let's all hold hands. Let's have
Oh,
a
hell
quick
yeah,
seance.
brother. Hell yeah, brother.
All right.
Oh God.
Look, guys, we're gonna get Rob in this. We're gonna get Rob in this MAGA virtual panel one of these days. It's gonna happen. We just have to keep the positive energy, and I think he might just appear one of these days. So, um,
If we say his name 3 times like Beetlejuice, will it work? Big Rob, Big
Oh
Rob,
my,
Big Rob.
hey, who's gonna go watch Beetlejuice 2? Who is gonna go watch that? Because I'm actually very intrigued by it.
Oh, me, obviously me. There's no way that I would miss
It's
Keaton.
Oh, you guys
it's
didn't see it? I saw it at the
oh,
theater.
wait, it's out.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I need to go watch it.
It's okay. I mean, it's I here's the thing how I
Don't
think of
ruin it. Wait,
no, no,
Jenna,
no.
don't
I
ruin it
think
for
of
me.
movies
Don't
if like
ruin
if
it for
it's
me.
no, I won't. I promise. But you know how you like some things are worth going to the theater for, and then other things are like it's like they're better off cozying up at home and watching.
Is this the cozy up at
I
home?
think it's a cozy at home.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Did you hate it?
No.
Okay.
Nope. But I learned why the one guy isn't in it.
Oh, the
Well,
child
he's in
molester?
it, but they don't show his face. The
He's the
father.
yeah, the child molester.
Yeah, I
Wait,
never
is
knew
that too
that.
soon? Wait, too soon? The
No,
whole thing?
no, I
Hollywood?
didn't know that. Am I the
Hollywood's
only one
full of
that didn't
child
know
molesters? Are we starting the conspiracy theories already? It's
that?
yeah,
I know. You
he
have
was
to
in
do
big
the
trouble. He was in big trouble years ago. But he was from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's a weird looking
I
motherfucker.
know. What
He's a
I
weird looking motherfucker.
So who was his victim? Like who what was that? I
I
didn't
don't
even know that.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know who it was. It was a child, obviously.
You guys, I have a question. I have a question.
Uh oh. Oh, Crystal said
So,
ask the question. Here we go.
not next week, but the
Ah,
week right before our show that's right before the election. Okay, like the 6 days
Oh yeah,
before, right? I
yeah.
will be in Italy. And I thought I probably won't be able to do the show. But then I thought, should I freaking like interview, like, you know how Crystal does those videos and she like talks to people? Should I like talk to local Italian like people, Romans, and like ask
Ooh,
them?
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
ooh,
yes. Do it.
Yeah.
Do
Yes.
it.
bullish.
Yes.
Wait
That's
a minute.
bullish.
Bullish, bullish. Jenna,
Yes.
Bullish.
you've got to
Bullish.
take me with you, girl. I mean, you can't be
Yeah,
going there
hey,
without me.
I
me and
know.
Mike
Like,
too. You gotta take me and Mike too. We
I
gotta have
got to
Okay.
go with
a
you,
No, no,
male
girl.
no. We're
viewpoint.
separate.
You gotta have a male
Actually,
viewpoint.
my husband won it for work. He was like, I don't know, like some sales excellence thing.
Good for
it's
him.
actually free. So I'm like, what the freak? So, but it's just short. And it's we're only gonna be there a week, which is fine. But I thought of that. I'm like, I asked my husband today. I go, shouldn't I ask like the local people, like, how are you guys like? Do you have an interest in? Because I'm hearing that yes, they do because
Yes.
it's gonna affect everybody. And so I thought, how cool. I'll just, even if it's not live, you guys, like maybe I can send you videos.
Do it.
Yeah,
Hundred
do it,
percent.
girl.
Yeah,
100.
yeah,
Absolutely.
One
Do
Okay,
hundred
I'm going to
it.
percent.
do that.
Yeah. Do
oh,
it,
absolutely. Yeah,
girl.
yeah. And you know what? And I could even play them while we're streaming. And as a matter of fact, I think everybody on the panel has the ability to stream from their phone or their computer, depending on what device they're at. And yeah, we could definitely do that. That'd be a lot of fun.
Can
Okay,
we
awesome.
can we
Luke,
edit it to where there's only the pro Trump ones that are shown? I don't want anything negative.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we're all on
Yeah.
the same page.
yeah, this is MVP,
We don't
not
need any
CBS.
negativity. We don't need any negativity.
Uh,
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be awesome. Bullish,
mhm.
bullish, Jenna, for real. Okay, so I'm back, girl. What I got it. I was about to I was really zoomed in on your question. Do you mind if we kind of rewind just a little bit? What was the question you were about to ask me before I lost
Well,
service?
I was saying, because Steve was talking about the child trafficking. Like, that's the one part, like, everyone should agree that, like, the coming across the border, like they're bringing these children in just for trafficking. And I was
Oh
saying,
yeah.
as a woman, like I would just wanted to hear, like, because I think that affects, well, it affects everybody, but it just like I wanted to hear your thoughts.
Oh yeah. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I mean, it makes me sick to be honest with you to think about it. So, I mean, I'm definitely just disgusted even thinking about it. Those innocent children, I mean, they're so sweet when you look at them. You're just me personally, I mean, when I see a little baby or I just feel my heart breaks for them. You know, they're so innocent and they don't choose their, adults, taking advantage of them and then, turning them into like sex traffickers or what have you. And, poor little children. I
Is
just it's
is
sickening.
the intent? Is their parents? Are their parents? Are they stolen from the parents in Mexico or something, or
Hey,
are they sent here by their parents thinking they're getting a better life?
do you want me to go into it, Jenna? Do you really
Yeah, just
do?
for like a few minutes, because I know we're gonna wrap it up. But
Yeah,
I
just a
just
Yeah,
few
wanted to.
minutes, Steve.
give us the logistics, Steve.
Hey, here's the thing. So let's backtrack to when Trump was really cramping down on the border, and he argued that it was opiate, like stopping the opium. What actually he really did was stop the child trafficking. I would implore everybody. I don't know how many people are on this call right now, but look up Pizzagate. Okay, it's a very serious accusation.
Disgusting.
Yeah. If so, if you well, sounds like you already know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Um, so you look up Pizzagate, like the child trafficking in the United States is it's unreal, and it all stems from the border. So you're asking, like, are the parents complicit? Well, complicit is a very loose word. They are basically, there's women who, I mean, if you go by a purebred Dalmatian or a purebred, pit bull or whatever, like there's women in these countries in South America and Central America and all over the world actually that are basically breeding children simply to have them trafficked. And you may think like, oh, fucking Steve, you're crazy, you're drunk. Well, I am drunk. I'm not crazy though. Um, the
Well,
point
you
is,
carry yourself well, Steve,
yeah,
because I wouldn't have known. Like
the
sometimes I can
yeah.
tell, but today I can't.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I mean, it's very serious. Like if you, and here's the other thing, and this is going to be part of me and Luke's vision forward with a lot of things, some projects we're going to do hopefully together. Is like, look at the movie Taken. I think Hollywood kind of puts things out there. They want to desensitize people to it.
Oh my God. I
Um,
was thinking the same thing that
hey,
there's
I'm telling
bits,
you, there's
there's truth to it.
there's
It's like
oh,
they
the
know. And
world.
yes,
Hey Jenna, the world is a stage,
yes,
and these kids, unfortunately, are just trafficked because they come here with no birth certificates. They come here with no names. Um, Sometimes, yeah, I don't want to get too graphic, but there are many different uses for young children, and it's and,
Steve,
it, and it's not specific to male or female. If you
terrible.
if you believe there's only two genders, males will get used for slavery, females will get used for sex, and then that's the long and short of it. There's a dark underworld. Disney and Nickelodeon have a huge part of it, if you want to believe that. Like, I'm
No, no, no.
telling
You
you,
know what,
I'm
Steve? I know
telling
what you're
you.
saying. I
the
read
Disney tunnels, Steve.
there's some truth behind this, and it's not.
There's
It really is.
yeah,
If you
it's
dig deep,
crazy.
you will see, and
Yeah, I
it's
don't. Yeah.
out there.
Hey, I tell you what, this will
Uh,
be for the audience. There's more to follow after the election. Luke and I, hopefully, we can sit down and we can really get down to it. But there's a lot of discussions to be had.
Steve,
Um,
I got to mention this though, and everyone that's listening. So at the Trump event in Atlanta yesterday, one of the things that Donald Trump mentioned was talking about this right here. Oh my God! So women, these immigrants are coming in and everything, and they are also being used for sex trafficking as well. And
oh, look at the
he,
Super Bowl, Crystal. Look at the Super.
yeah,
Look at it.
it's terrible. I, I don't
I
even.
it's like, and it's not a joke. It's nothing to laugh at. But I mean, there are huge events that the elites, and this is why they want to shut down the here. Okay, let's tie this back to crypto. What crypto does is give the average person access to a life beyond their dreams, and it is against what the familiar way of earning a living is. Like, you
This
look
is
at
you're sounding like Puff Daddy right now because that's what he basically did
no,
for all of
wait,
his.
hey, I've never
He
been
did a little
compared.
something different, for the record.
I mean, well, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
A
he
little
Look,
did.
graphic.
man,
He,
I'm saying, like all it is freedom. Like, you look at the elites, like they maneuver in this. That's why they don't want crypto. That's why they don't want the normal person to have access to their life. and that's outside of the weird fucking sexual shit. By the way, like, I'm just talking about being able to do things, go to beaches and have vacations and have nice houses. That's what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the
I was
weird
just
shit.
well, right, right. I was just saying, like P Diddy. If you know, if you're keeping up with it, he brought those young
Oh, I am.
Justin Bieber, and they wanted that the rich lifestyles, so he kind of groomed those little youths, in a way that was just terrible. But
I
I
was I
don't
was
even want
simply
to go
trying to.
there. I won't go there.
I wanted to tie it back into why the powers that be are, if you look at the regular, well, I say the regulators, the ones who
Yeah,
want regulation with crypto, with freedom, they always want to regulate our freedoms, whether it be guns, whether it be, our money. Like, there's all these
yeah,
things they want to regulate, and it's just
right,
like, well, no, it's just. I've said it from the beginning when I was introduced to this community. It's all monopoly. It's all a fucking game. We to this point we've all agreed to the rules, and now we're understanding that the rules are against us, and we're like, fuck this. Like, wait a minute. Like, you're the rule. These rules are fucking against me. So I don't want to play this game anymore.
yeah,
And if you're at your friend's house, if you go over to Susie's house and she's the one making the rules and you call her on her bullshit, well, now all of a sudden Susie's like, you know what, Crystal, you can go home because you're not playing by my rules. Like, that's really at the most simple, at the most simple,
yeah,
that's it. And Mike, you know what, dude? Like, I hear we've had a lot of good conversations. Like, it always comes down to the power and control.
yeah.
And what's the easiest way to control somebody is their ability to do what they want, and that's
Their
that's
freedoms and
financially.
yeah,
Financially, that's the
yeah,
way.
yeah,
Financially, that's the way.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it from an election standpoint, what else would Kamala be offering people in this election if it wasn't some type of handout of money of that control that you're talking about? Like, what else does she have other than giveaways? Like I recently heard she's talking about home health care being paid for in Medicaid, Medicare, whatever. And I think I heard an estimate of like $3 trillion a year for that, which is laughably never going to happen because there's no way to budget that. But yet, as you said, with control, financial control, people eat it up and they'll just keep on voting.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like, if once the electorate figures out that they can vote, basically, I can vote handouts in my favor. Well, that's the party I'm going to vote for. I mean, this is easy. Like, you go back and you look at the fall of the Roman Empire. There was a lot of things to it, but at the end of the day, um, you look at the Roman Empire, and basically all the government was doing at that time was trying to placate the masses, and it ultimately led to their demise because eventually, the integrate they had their own mass influx of immigrants, the Germanic tribes and things like that. I don't want to get too boring
They
with
also
history.
had very weird parties as well that
Yeah.
led to the
Oh,
fall.
you mean like
Additionally.
Pizzagate? Yeah,
Day
go look up.
parties.
They also
Go.
drank
Orgy.
through. They also drank through lead pipes too.
Yeah, yeah.
ah,
Hey,
Hey,
yeah, yeah,
that's
that's
true.
true.
That's true.
Yeah,
100%.
yep.
You look at Caligula, and look at all that shit. Like, everything is always comes down to sex, drugs, and rock and roll, man.
yeah. But did they have freak offs? That's what we want to
Yes.
know.
They did.
Crystal,
Their
I'm just
culture,
saying.
yes.
I'm
Crystal,
just
look at
saying that was a
They
tangent, but
did.
I'm
here's
just
They
saying.
absolutely
here's
did.
look up two emperors, Nero and Caligula, and those were
Oh
the
my
two
god.
sickest fucks that you could ever imagine. Like, they were gross. They were gross. It was gross. And it goes more than that. And, low Q, yeah, that's a good point. Like, the people in power make the rules. History goes to the victors. You know what I mean? Like, the history of this world is written by those who won the wars. And, it gets really serious. You know what I mean? And that's
It's
at
just
the end of it.
facts. I mean, it really is. I agree with you, Steve.
Well,
I
I read a lot about they got too big. They got too
yeah.
big. They
Oh,
couldn't tax their own people well
yep.
enough, and they couldn't take over enough, conquer enough to help their people out. So yeah, they got too big for their own good. They were drinking their whole lives through lead pipes, and the power literally went insane.
Well, and even on that note, when you're saying they got basically too big for their britches, is their power base was diluted so much is that like they tried to placate to too many different groups of people. Now,
The
not
bureaucracy.
yeah,
Yeah.
not in the sense that you and I would understand it today in the Western world, but I mean like they had multiple languages, and things like that, and you start intermixing Germanic tribes and Rome, like there's all these things, like if you start all like you have to have a culture, like you have to have a culture, like this is why homogenous societies like Japan and Germany and Brazil, the vast majority of their population looks alike, number one, and I'm not against not looking alike, but number one, they look alike, but number two, and they have an identity. And I only bring that up because in Japan and Germany and Brazil, when there's problems, they don't get to blame, oh, well, you look differently, you think differently. Like, no, we have one culture, we all look alike, and they still have the problems that we do in the United States. I just think it's too easy for the United States to say, oh, it's race related, it's socioeconomic. Like, no, it's not. Just people are fucking people, man. You look at Asian cultures, you look at Japan, China, Vietnam, Philippines, there's a hierarchy, and the darker you are, it indicates you're probably blue collar working in the fields, and you know what, you get treated accordingly, and we have not accepted that in the United States and the Western world, and that was something they didn't understand in Rome, or well, in the Roman Empire and the Greek Empire, like that. It's just humans are humans, and Kamala, she wants to go out and tout, oh, I want to fucking give you $25,000 and make weed legal. You're like, well, how fucking, like, how, that's so demeaning to the people that you want their vote. Like, it's just so demeaning. It's unreal.
What I like about Trump is that he does not take a paycheck. Like it's actually like he's got money. He's a man of power. And I mean, I really like that about him.
Look, and Krista, that's actually a good segue. Guys, we have been at it for almost an hour and a half. I do want to wrap this up. I feel like this was a really good conversation. It just got me thinking of all the cool things that we'll be able to do next week for these spaces here or this live stream. But we covered a lot of ground, all the way from abortion to Caligula to Bitcoin and MVP and Trump. I think we hit just about all facets of philosophy here on this space for this week. Man, this was incredible, guys. This was absolutely incredible. And
And
I
this was that
appreciate.
that wasn't planned, by the way, Luke. That wasn't planned.
Right, we went off of agenda a little bit
It's
today,
not
but
planned.
all
This
right,
was
all right,
not.
all right.
This was not
Wait,
written
we
down.
Just
we even mentioned, hey, we
just
even mentioned Puff Daddy and the freak offs. They somehow
we
that
this
got thrown
was
in there.
this was
that got thrown in there too.
this
Yep,
was not
yep.
a part of some fucking outline of the night.
Right. But no, this was good, guys. And again, to everyone in the panel, I really want to say thank you guys for joining in today. Um, next week, we're gonna be bringing in some special guests. We're actually gonna be bringing in Mina Heenan next week, so he's gonna
Hell yeah,
cover
brother.
a little bit about Politify News, as well as another component of the MVP ecosystem that we have yet to announce. Really excited to share that with you guys. A lot of cool things about to happen with the project, and like I always say, know what you hold. We've been going at it for what, 9 months now. We've been holding these spaces every single week, not missing a beat, not even once since we started this out 9 months ago. So if that doesn't tell you we're not going to stop, I don't know what will. 9 months in crypto is almost like 2 eternities. And guys, this is crunch time. This is crunch time. So um, gearing up for the election, and we've actually closed some deals for after the election. So that just goes to show, guys, our mind is in the right place when it comes to the longevity of the project, and we think we got some cool utilities that will be able to give back to the project that we're going to be, using those funds for. But yeah, again, it's a great conversation. Good time to be in crypto. A good time to be on X and listening in. So I just want to thank the community, everybody who's listening in. 195 viewers today, and this was actually not even scheduled. Sorry, that's my son. He's in the background. I need to put him to bed. But yeah, guys, just want to say thank you all for joining today. I am going to close it down. But yeah, this is really good, and I look forward to making this even better next week. So we're going to get increasingly more creative with these panels every week, and we'll be doing some cool giveaways and stuff like that as well. So that being said, I usually hand it over to Caesar at this point, but if anybody else wants to close this off, by all means. Otherwise, I am just going to go ahead and close it down.
Viva
Bye, everyone.
MVP.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for listening. We love all of our listeners, and we hope to hear like what the viewers want us to talk about. Like, drop your comments if you can, or shoot us like a reply. Give us some topics that you would like us to touch on. We're here for you guys.
For
Awesome.
sure.
Awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. If you guys want to listen to the recording, it is pinned in our X and our YouTube. So feel free to revisit after the stream ends. And thanks again for listening. Thank you. All right. Ending stream.